Good evening and welcome to another episode of Meadowbrook basketball here on the campus of Pregame University at the Ann Steele Center. We have Meadowbrook and Tri-Valley for Division II District Championship. I'm Darren McCullough, and with me again after a huge ratings boost. Numbers went through the roof our last Meadowbrook game. With me again tonight is the one, the only Heath Dawson.
And I've got Woody Biggs at the end of our row. I believe he's still scowling at me there, Train. But he'll have his spot back soon enough. But I'm just glad to be able to broadcast this game again. It's been a long time since I've been in this gym at Muskingum College. Back when I used to work at the Daily Jeffersonian, would come over here and cover some games every now and then. So it's been a while. But, when I walked in, I couldn't believe how many people were here. This place is packed. It's like an old school game back in the days.
As you can see, there's a lot of yellow and black on one side and a lot of orange on the other. Heath, we're looking at this big game. Looking how these teams got here. Tri-Valley, all they had to do was win 2 games. Meadowbrook had to win 3 to get here. Tri-Valley beat a very tough West Holmes team, 56-43, and they defeated the St. Clairsville Red Devils 69-48.
Really 2 good wins for the Scotties coming in. They're 19-5 coming in tonight's contest. Meadowbrook coming in at 22-3. Meadowbrook has just had another solid season. The program has really been good over the last decade or so. But tonight, Meadowbrook comes in sky high. They have not been tested yet. Their tournament trail has been through Indian Creek 69-22. Philo 73-15, which limited Philo again, as I mentioned the other night, to 15 points there in a game was a school record. And then the other night, a convincing 66-26 win over Claymont and Indian Valley, where Meadowbrook basically just put it in cruise control in the second half, trying to get through that game without injuries. But here they stand tonight. Tri-Valley, I would say, is definitely the best opponent they've seen on the tournament trail, Train.
Yeah, this is your typical Tri-Valley team. They're going to be well coached. Coach McLaughlin does a great job with these kids. Like you said, they're 19-5 on the year, and their only losses. Now, this is a collage of some pretty good schools, some local schools, and then some Columbus area schools. They've lost to Westerville Central, Westerville South, DeSales, and their 2 league losses have been to Maysville and Sheridan. So they've lost to some good competition, and in the past few years, Tri-Valley's been a small fish in a big pool. Well, now they're a big fish in a big pool. They've been in Division I and had to kind of get some early exits from the tournament. Well, now the numbers have dropped down in their favor in their Division II, so I know they're looking to make a big run here in the postseason. Yeah, and
let's not kid ourselves. Tri-Valley is not going to be intimidated by Meadowbrook, despite Meadowbrook's record, despite Meadowbrook's showing so far early in this tournament run. Tri-Valley is definitely going to come out. It's just like I said the other night with Claymont. I think Tri-Valley has definitely the athletes to hang with Meadowbrook, but it's, again, going to come down to how do they set the tempo early on. The other night Meadowbrook come out and just kicked the ball around, was so patient and really frustrated Claymont. Anytime the Claymont guards went in, into the paint, they were met every time. So, if Tri-Valley is going to beat Meadowbrook tonight, they're probably going to have to beat Meadowbrook at their own game, which nobody's really been able to do that much this season.
Well, Tri-Valley does like to get up and down the floor. They pretty much are 5-guard oriented, will shoot a lot of threes, will pressure and trap in a full court situation. So Meadowbrook's going to see probably some different wrinkles they haven't really seen a whole bunch of this year. So we're about 30 seconds till the national anthem here. We'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight: Basic Systems, Pure Love Bakery, Rogers Company, Shelley Carpenter Photography, and Black Epperson Funeral Home. So again, thank them for their sponsorship for tonight's telecast.
You lost me at Pure Love Bakery, Train. So I heard bakery and my ears perked up. So, but the national anthem about to take place. So we'll be back with the starters here in a moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Muskingum University welcomes you to this interscholastic contest between Tri-Valley High School and Meadowbrook High School. To honor America, please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
Okay, so for tonight's starting lineup, Meadowbrook is going to keep the same. We're not 100% sure on Tri-Valley's as they're not up on the board yet. But for Meadowbrook, we're going to have the same starting 5. 00, Addie Black. Number 1, Jonathan McCall. Number 3, Jake Singleton. Number 10, Davis Singleton. And number 13, Zach Rusnock. So again, the Colts come in 22-3. And the Tri-Valley Scotty is a 19-5. And you were remarking a lot about how huge the crowd is here tonight, Heath. You look around this crowd, there's more than just Tri-Valley and Meadowbrook fans here. I know I've seen, well, of course, it's a new Concord, so it's John Glenn's backyard. You see a lot of John Glenn people here. I've seen a few Buckeye Trail people, some Shenandoah people here. I'm sure there's
I saw some Cambridge, and as you said, Shenandoah, when I was walking in, some people said hello to me. So,
and I'm sure there's some schools from the MVL that we haven't seen, and I'm pretty sure I saw Coach Stuyvesant, the head coach for Logan Elm, who the winner of this contest plays on Thursday night at 8 at the Convo in Athens, where it's always basketball 30.
I'm sure there are a few people here scouting tonight, Train, and getting kind of an early look on who maybe their next opponent might be.
And this is an exciting game, definitely, for sure. I believe 2 years ago, the Colts, maybe it was 2 or 3, the Colts played Zanesville here in a district final and knocked them off on their way to Athens.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of neat, too, for those of you listening, local legend Matt Abbott at center court. Looks like he's the head official tonight, so it's kind of neat to see him. John Glenn grad, he was a good baseball player and a professional minor league umpire for a while. And then I won't mention the other guy on the left, Train. You can mention him.
Mike Sehon on
Sehon.
the left, and we're not sure about the guy right.
Yeah.
Back to Matt Abbott. He may have walked here to this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
He doesn't live that far away.
He might have rode his Schwinn over the hill to get here. So, it's neat to see Matt get this game, because, again, it's in his backyard. So I'm sure he's really amped just as much as the players to be a part of this game tonight.
Yeah, and Matt's one of the best officials in the area, and he's actually going to have a state tournament game this year. So you're looking down on the court. The starters for Tri-Valley is going to be Ty Smith, Sky Bryan, Luke Lyle, Jack Lyle, and I didn't see the 5th one.
Yeah, Train, I couldn't see. The Meadowbrook faithful stood up just as I was about to catch the last guy.
Keaton Williams is going to be the 5th one as they have it up on the scoreboard now. So it'll be number 1, Ty Smith, number 3, Sky Bryan, number 5, Keaton Williams, number 10, Luke Lyle, and number 23, Jack Lyle. So Meadowbrook's going to have their same starting 5, like we said. So it should be an exciting contest here at the Ann Steele Center. And just look it in. I mean, this is a senior class. Tri-Valley, these guys have really grown up with each other. But also Meadowbrook's got the senior leadership of Jonathan McCall, Addie Black, and Zach Rusnock to live on.
And Meadowbrook, Meadowbrook Train has kind of had that feeling here the last few years, been there, done that, and not that not getting to this game, is not successful. So, them getting here is definitely successful, but this isn't where they're wanting to go. No, there was higher expectations in the district.
This is expected.
And they've won big games this year over rival Cambridge, the 5-time defending OVAC champion, co-ECO champ. So they've been in some big games. They know what this atmosphere is like. I wouldn't expect Meadowbrook to fold under pressure in this game. I'm really interested to see how Tri-Valley is going to come out. That's my biggest factor, is how is Tri-Valley going to come out at the opening bell. Tip controlled here by the Colts.
Colts win it. Give it to Jonathan McCall as he's bringing it up. Addie Black dribbles up top. Back to McCall on the left wing. McCall shake and bake to the hoop. Fades away. Got the bucket. Tough shot. Strong bucket by Jonathan McCall to start off the Colts.
Picking up right where he left off against Indian Valley the other night. About pick.
Covers it. Williams dishes it off to
nice
Ty
take.
Smith, who's going to draw the foul.
That's a nice take, Train, because the other night the Claymont guards couldn't get penetrated that deep. So to see them get penetration deep already on their first take, that's pretty impressive to already get that deep in their first take.
And foul's going to be on Jake Singleton. And
you definitely don't want them getting into foul trouble.
No, and trust me, Tri-Valley athletic-wise can match up with Meadowbrook. The difference is going to be Meadowbrook's size. Maybe even Tri-Valley might be a little bit quicker than this Meadowbrook team. So it's going to be a highly contested game here.
And Ty drains the second, so we're at 2-1 early outset.
So Luke Lyle's got the assignment of Addie Black here as he brings it up. Come out in the half court man-to-man. Kicks it out to Rusnak from three. It's off the front of the rim, rebounded by Keaton Williams. Keaton Williams got the little shoulder harness-like device there on his arm.
You know, that was a nice find by Addie on the other end there on Rusnak. Wide open shots. I'd expect if they keep getting open looks like that, they'll nail those shots.
Yeah, those shots you got to have in this environment. Tri-Valley patient on offense, working
Very
it around.
patient. And again, as I said, you know, Tri-Valley's going to have to play Meadowbrook's game. Meadowbrook very patient on the offensive end.
Williams strong, and that's going to be knocked away.
Good hands by
Good
hands there by Davis Singleton. Stopped an easy layup.
Handoff back to Sky Bryan. He swings it over to Ty Smith. He gets it down to Lyle for three. It's off. Rusnak with the rebound. That was Jack Lyle. It's going to be stolen by Ty Smith. He puts it up, can't make it. McCall with the rebound. He kicks it up to Addie Black. Here comes the flick behind, and he's going to draw a foul. That's going to be on more likely Sky Bryan. Yep, the foul's going to be on Sky Bryan. That's his first.
You know, we're only 2 minutes in, and I tell you what, Train, Tri-Valley is not intimidated at the early outset here. Like
I said, the pace is going to be a little different here today. McCall barely holds on to it. That might have been Bryanton. McCall loses it here. And that's going to be a foul on McCall.
Wow.
So Luke Lyle with the steal. McCall with a little tic-tac foul there.
Very, very tic-tac. You know, at this time of the season, those kind of fouls, I don't like to see that, Train. But, you know, obviously the refs are in charge of this game. So Colt Faithful definitely didn't like the call there.
No. So Sky Bryan bringing it up here. Kick up top the elbow to Keaton Williams. He's looking for help.
Rusnak doing a good job of denying.
And to Keaton Williams again. He's at the right corner. He drives left. He's been getting it in that paint a lot. He just hasn't been able to find anything. That's about the third or fourth time he's got into the paint.
He's getting to that spot at will, Train. Nice hands there on the deflection.
Out of bounds by Addie Black. Getting the hands on the ball. That's big.
Meadowbrook denying the passing lanes right now. I mean, Tri-Valley, the only thing that they've been able to pull, Keaton Williams doing a nice job of getting down there, but Meadowbrook doing a good job of denying there.
And here's Sky Bryan strong. It's
Addie, I think, tipped it.
Lyle with the putback. Jack Lyle.
I think
perfect spot for the rebound.
I think Addie blocked that there. Train got a little piece of it.
Scotty's lead 3-2 here early.
First time
Davis.
Oh, what a play!
By Keaton Williams.
Keaton stealing the
save.
save.
Addie's legs, and Sky Bryan finishes on the other end. Wow, what a save by Keaton Williams.
That was a great steal.
Wow.
Meadowbrook a little rattled early on here. They're going to have to settle in here.
Swings it over the other side to Jake Singleton. Gets it down to Addie Black. Addie attacks strong. He hits him from the
I don't know about that.
Contact. Here comes Tri-Valley the other side. Don't have the number, so they get down into their half-court offense. Get it. Going to be out of bounds.
Good away.
So Jack Lyle tosses it out of bounds, and now
early sub.
Jerome Todd coming in for Zach Rusnak. So this gives us the time to plug our sponsors again. Basic Systems, Pure Love Bakery, Rogers Company, Shelley Carpenter Photography, and Black Epperson Funeral Home. And also gives us a chance to plug our producer, Carson Todd, as his older brother Jerome checks in.
Coach Toza recognizing early that Tri-Valley's athleticism has given Meadowbrook a little problem, so Jerome Todd entered it into the game here.
So 5-2 early, not quite halfway left. Jake from downtown, it's no good.
Oh,
not
nice.
A box out, but McCall tips it out of bounds. So Ty Smith's going to check back in for the Scotties.
Meadowbrook 1 for 4 in this early going train.
So Jalen Chandler Goins checked in for the Scotties. Keaton Williams, a handoff to Brian, and Brian tosses it to the wrong team as Addie Black gets a steal. McCall's going to push it. He kicks it out to Singleton. Singleton up top to Addie Black, fakes the three.
Here we go. Nice. Great take.
Gets the lay-in. And definitely, that's about the third or fourth time Addie Black's taken it to the hole.
And that was a nice pump fake to get the open lane by Addie. And then, another one. I'll tell you what, Addie is being very active in this early going. He has showed up to play tonight for sure.
Side out.
Oh, Jerome Todd almost with the steal there on the inbound.
Sky Bryan bringing it up. He hands it off to Chandler Goins, or Goins Chandler, excuse me. Chandler Goins with the ball, and they're going to have a foul on Singleton as him and Keaton Williams battling down low in the box. That'll be Singleton's first and the team's second for the Colts, and now we got a Jake Froh checking in. Tri-Valley in another box. Froh gets it in the paint. He gets blocked by Singleton.
Davis
rebound.
wants it.
No soup for you. McCall gets the rebound. He kicks it to Jerome Todd. Jerome,
21.
He passed, looked for a kick out, but Lyle's there, and then Todd steals it back and lays it in. Remember how we said about tempo? And here's the Scotties. It's no good. Singleton with another block, but there's going to be a foul. And that's going to be the second on Davis Singleton.
Wow.
We're looking down, writing stuff down, and all of a sudden, Sky Bryan's going up for a layup, and he's going to draw a foul, which is Singleton's second. So Boston Black is going to check in for him.
Very, very costly. At the 3:11 mark, Train, write that down. Mr. Davis Singleton picks up his second foul already. That could be costly later on in this ball game.
And Bryan misses the first. As Boston checks in for Davis. And he hits the second. So we're tied at 6 with 3:11 to go. Addie Black bringing it up for the Colts. McCall's got it up top. Looking to go one-on-one. And he can't finish in the paint. Rebound by Froh. Gives it over to Ty Smith. He's guarded by Jake Singleton.
6-6 here in the quarter. 2:45 left on the clock.
Here's Sky Bryan attacking the hole. He can't finish.
Nice
Rebound
take.
by Addie Black. I tell you what, both teams have got some looks inside, just haven't been able to finish.
Oh, McCall got hung up in the air. He's lucky
that's just
that
part
Jake
of the
was there
pressure
to bail
playing.
him out.
Part of the pressure playing in a big game, big atmosphere. So here the Colts a little 4-out, 1 in as McCall's their post. Addie Black steps back to 3, no good. Rebounded by Ty Smith. Ty Smith, a little shake and bake.
Oh, he got
out.
away with the travel there.
Lyle with it. Gives it to Sky Bryan. Back to another driving bucket. Ty Smith can't finish. Froh can't get the rebound. And Jonathan McCall comes up with it. As the Colts are pushing again. Here goes McCall. You don't want him to go left. And Addie just has a lane straight down, and he finishes inside. And again, Meadowbrook people want a foul. Want the contact. Doesn't get the call, but he does get the bucket.
The early going, the calls kind of seem kind of funny right now because some they're letting go, others are calling ticky-tack.
Oh, and that's going to, that's going to be a block.
That's Davis, that's Jake's second. So both Singleton brothers with
Cousins.
2 fouls, or cousins, I'm sorry.
I think I called them brothers last
You did, Train.
Too.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's very costly to have both of those on the bench. Right now, Tri-Valley, things are going their way.
Well, especially Jake's had 22 points and 21 points in the last 2 games. He's been Meadowbrook's leading scorer. the past 2 games, so that's a big loss. He's been shooting lights out. Lob, and it's stolen, loses it, and Boston Black gets it.
Boston had three steals the other night in the second quarter, so again, coming up big defensively.
Johnny on the spot there for the Colts. Here's McCall. Kicks it down to Addy. Addy brings it back up top, gives it to Jerome.
Just closing in on the minute mark.
Good backside help. 2 guys close down on Rusnak there. So they know the scouting report, he can shoot. Here's McCall in the paint again, kicks it out to Addy. He fakes it and drives right, and he's going to draw a foul on the floor. So Meadowbrook people complaining that there wasn't a foul, and now they get the foul, but the foul's called too early for them.
Yeah, they didn't like the call, yeah. Fickle tonight, right? But I'll tell you what, Addy is really doing a nice job of ball faking and taking it down the rack, or to the rack. He has been big in the paint so far. So,
yeah, he's being super aggressive, looking to attack the hoop. Meadowbrook's got it in. Addy Black up top with it. Colts spacing the floor. McCall at the high post.
Colts looking to take the last shot here, up 8-6.
Yep,
Good decisions there by Coach Tolza.
They're content to be up at least 8-6 at the end of this quarter.
Which I believe they've taken Tri-Valley's best punch this first quarter.
Ooh, almost stolen by Sky Bryan. McCall gets it to Boston Black, quickly kicks it back out to McCall.
Tri-Valley doing a good job of pressuring.
McCall has it, just under 10. One-on-one with Sky Bryan. He attacks. Bryan wanted a foul. Step back three by Jerome Todd. It's good.
Massive.
And it's 11-6 at the end of the first. So Jerome Todd comes off the bench with 5 points. So he's leading the Colts here in the first quarter. Not known for his outside shooting, but knocked down a huge three-pointer there to end the first quarter. It's 11-6 Meadowbrook. We'll be back with second quarter action after this. Okay, we're back here for second quarter action as the Colts off a big Jerome Todd 3 at the end of the first quarter lead 11-6 with the Scotties possession of the ball here to start the second quarter. So Sky Bryan has it here, and Jerome picks his bucket. He's going to lay it up and good. Jerome Todd coming clutch off the bench for the Colts with 7 points, outscoring the Scotties right now.
Which is huge.
And he's going to get another steal here.
With the Singletons on the bench, this is big. The fans showing their appreciation to Jerome Todd's effort here on the defensive side. Meadowbrook back to being patient here, Train.
He always provides some good defensive stops. And he's getting some big steals here for the Colts. So 13-6, Meadowbrook taking their time.
And Train, when you look up at that scoreboard, it doesn't feel like Meadowbrook's got Tri-Valley doubled
way
up.
Downtown, McCall,
bang! Oh, my. Tri-Valley might get a quick timeout, and they are going to go for one.
16-6. The Colts have rattled off 10 straight here to end the first quarter and start the second. Some big shooting, a big three from McCall, big three by Jerome to end the first quarter. And the Colts are up 10 with 7:06 to go. A 30-second timeout here for the Scotties. So definitely, despite a kind of back and forth battle there for most of the first quarter, now seems like the Colts have maybe settled in and they're making one of those patented Meadowbrook runs. where they just seem like they're unstoppable for a 4 or 5 minute stretch.
And I said it's very impressive again with the Singletons on the bench with 2 fouls apiece, what Meadowbrook's being able to accomplish right now.
So here come the Scotties. Ooh. Sky Bryant may have got away with a little carry there. He gets the handoff from Williams, kicks it out to Ty Smith, looking to drive. Nowhere to go as McCall's all over him.
Meadowbrook doing a lot better job of denying this time.
But doing a better job stopping the dribble penetration.
Right.
Keaton Williams
Yes.
kicks it out to Jack Law. He fakes it. He's driving and finishing inside.
Very nice take by Mr. Lyle.
So Jack Lyle's the leading scorer early for them with 4.
They needed a bucket after that timeout in the worst way.
Addy Black looking to drive. Strong move. He's going to not draw the foul, but he'll make the bucket. And Tri-Valley quickly pushing back. Shot no good by Jack Lyle. And here come the Colts now as McCall gets a rebound. It's kicked right up to Jerome. He gives it to Boston. It's no good. Rebound by Ty Smith. And look at that layout by Boston Black. Can't quite get the deflection. Man, you can see Meadowbrook's bringing a lot of energy here.
Yeah, after coming out flat in the first 4 to 5 minutes of this game, they have really picked it up.
Lyle kicks it down to Sky Bryant. He's going to get stolen
Todd
again.
again.
Todd, one-on-one, and he's going to finish the layup. Jerome Todd, 9 points off the bench for Meadowbrook. And he's only scored in double digits, I believe, 1 game this year.
Well,
So
I would
he's
say
almost
it's safe
1 point away.
I'd say it's safe to say that he's going to be
So
in
he
double
is
digits
coming.
tonight the way he came to play.
He's coming up big as
And
Keith
there's
Williams
Addy
can't
again.
finish. Addy Black with the rebound.
Early on, Addy and Jerome have really been the
And
difference
Addy from
makers.
way downtown.
Oh, if that would have went in, that would have brought the house down.
Jerome almost with another steal. Jack Lyle with it, left wing, or right wing. He kicks it out to Ty Smith. Ty Smith looking to drive. He kicks it out for the 3 for Lyle. It's no good. Addy with another rebound. And the Colts walking it up with McCall as both Singletons are going to the scorer's table to check back in. McCall kicks it out to Roosnock. He loads and fires. It's no good. Rebounded. Lyle can't handle it. Goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Colts as a couple subs check in also for the Scotties. As the crowd gives a huge ovation for Jerome Todd and Zach Roosnock as they check out.
And well-deserved,
Yes.
Darren. Well-deserved.
And that's too easy there.
Oh, fell asleep. Addy finds Jonathan McCall under the hoop on the inbounds.
And there's another timeout for Tri-Valley. And Coach McLaughlin definitely isn't happy with that. And this one is going to be another 30-second timeout. With 4:39 to go, the Colts lead 22-8. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Basic Systems, Pure Love Bakery, Rogers Company, Shelley Carpenter Photography, and Black Epperson Funeral Home. So
And Darren, the way they come out, Meadowbrook, to start this game, you just got that feeling that they've just been surging, and it just feels like that Tri-Valley is trying to hang on by a thread right now with the way Meadowbrook's playing. So a great timeout by Coach there. So we'll have to see if Tri-Valley can settle down, but Meadowbrook has really, since about that 2-minute mark of the first quarter, has really settled down when they had that 8-6 lead. They have really, really played good since that mark. I mean, when you look up at the scoreboard now, they're on a 16-2 run train.
Yeah. So the Colts have dominated this second quarter in the last couple minutes, like you said, of the first. Tri-Valley's doing a lot of dribble handoffs, trying to attack the gaps. They did a good job of it earlier, but it seems like Meadowbrook's starting to get that help defense there, making them kick it out. And Tri-Valley does have capable shooters, but they just haven't knocked shots down.
Well, Keaton Williams and Sky Bryant earlier.
He can't get it to fall. McCall gets the rebound. He kicks it up to Addy Black. He's going to draw the foul.
Finally gets his foul call that the fans have been craving.
And Keaton Williams is going to quickly get up for the Scotties, as his main assignment's been Addy Black tonight.
That foul call on Jack Lyle, number 23 of the Scotties.
Addy knocks down the first. He's got 7 points now. As Keaton Williams checks in, and Don't look now. Okay, I was going to say the Scotties have 6 guys on the court, but
and
Luke Lyle was told by his teammate, hey, I'm getting you. Can you go ahead and go to the bench?
This first half, Addy has really had a well-rounded game. He's done a lot of things well in this first half.
And he hits the second. So again, even though Meadowbrook only has 3 guys in the scoring column, they lead, tripling up the Scotties 24-8.
And Jerome Todd is really extending the defense out farther, Trey, looking to get yet another steal.
And a driving move there by Jalen Goins-Chandler.
It's a nice
and
take.
that was like, hey, I know you have 2 fouls. You're going to play a little soft on me, and he took advantage of it there. Colts moving the ball around quickly. A little shake and bake from McCall, puts it up, off. Rebound, Keaton Williams. He kicks it ahead again, and
a block from behind Jerome Todd.
And McCall cleans it up, gives it to Davis. Singleton throws it down. So 26-10 now with 3:15 to go. Keaton Williams now driving. He got his shot blocked, but cleanup man, Jake Froh, finishes it. And Keaton Williams is going to almost get the steal. He's going to step out of bounds. The great Matt Abbott right on the call.
Action fast and furious here in the last 30 seconds.
And we talked about the pregame, how this wasn't going to be a slow tempo game like kind of at times it's been in the other ones. It's going to be a little more up and down, more excitement to it. And both teams have definitely brought that to the table here so far. So McCall with it. He's looking in, doesn't have it, up top to Singleton. He's driving to the hoop. Kicks it out to Jerome Todd, who somehow saves it.
Great play by Ty Smith there.
Steals it, lays it up. He's not going to make it. Jake Singleton comes down with it, and he's pushing for the Colts. Up ahead to Todd. Todd to Singleton. Kicks it wisely out to Jake. And he can't get the 3 to fall. Keaton Williams with the board.
Jake cold here in the first half, but, you know, part of that's being on the bench there, not getting game action.
He's not the only Singleton that can shoot at this court. His older brother, Trey, plays for the Muskingum Fighting Muskies. And straight down the hoop, Jalen Goins-Chandler again, his second straight driving layup for the
scored Tri-Valley's last 2 buckets with great moves down the right side.
Singleton, Jake with the step back 3.
There he finds the bottom. Good assist there from McCall.
29-14, 1:40 to go. And another steal.
Oh, here it comes. This is getting thrown down. Oh!
He misses the dunk.
And they're calling a technical on Davis. And then all that, Jake Froh with the rebound there on Jake's miss. And they're going to call, or not Jake, excuse me, Davis with the dunk attempt hanging on the rim. And, you know, I don't think in my opinion there, Trey, I don't think he was trying to show up anybody. I think he got sideways on it, was trying to hang himself up. But Mike Sehon did not see it that way. That's
your buddy, Mike Sehon. And the bigger thing on that is, that's the 3rd foul, because that goes as a team foul and a personal foul. So Davis Singleton has 3 fouls now.
A very costly miss.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, Tri-Valley is really struggling from the line.
Yes, 2 of 6 from the line here in the early going. So Tri-Valley's going to still have possession of the ball. So another Great Muskie also on the bench here for the former Great Muskie. On the bench, standing up on the Tri-Valley side behind Coach McLaughlin, Chris Garber. A solid player at Rosecrans and then later Muskingum. Keaton Williams pulls up, knocks down the baseline jumper.
It's his first basket, although he's been very active. That's his first bucket of the game.
So Colts ball now. Tri-Valley in a little full court pressure here. And almost thrown away, but Jerome saves it.
Meadowbrook up here 29-16 with 1:05 to go in the game. Or in the half.
Oh, it deflected. Addy saves it. And fighting for it, McCall's going to save it on the other end.
What hustle.
Wow, good hustle there.
They have the numbers.
Gets it back. And I'm guessing the Colts are probably going to be content holding for the last shot here, too.
Play for one. They had the numbers there briefly and wisely pulled it back out for the last shot here.
I think Coach McLaughlin wants him to kind of at least get the count going here. But still no count. McCall loses this man. Comes right back up top. So this is where the people who want the shot clock would be chanting shot clock, as it's been an ongoing debate for years in the state of Ohio.
And the late great Gene Ford would be turning in his grave over a shot clock train, because against those battles against Dover all those years.
Yep. And there's going to be a foul. It's going to be, they're talking about it, and they're going to call the foul. It's going to be on Keaton Williams, and that's going to be his second.
And yet another aggressive take there by Addy.
So with 2.4 seconds left, Meadowbrook's going to use a timeout here to set up for the last second shot.
Rusnock, the shooter, coming back into the game here for the last shot possibly.
And they have plenty of time here, so don't be surprised if the inbounder's has the play for. So with 2.4 left in the first half, Colts lead 29-16, Heath. And looking back, this big end of the first and start of the second's been the difference, where they had that 16-2 run, and now they're just kind of playing even here with the Scotties.
Yeah, I mean, Meadowbrook has faced some adversity in this first half. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, they were down 5-2 early, and midway through that first, Jake had picked up a second foul, and then you saw Davis pick up a second foul. And, it's 6-6, and you're thinking, oh, no, Tri-Valley is playing with him. But Meadowbrook has really done some nice things, especially with Jerome
Todd.
There's a
three from Jake up top, and he rattles off. Wow. If that would have went in, that would have been huge. Would have had them doubling up the Scotties. So we're going to half. The Colts lead 29-16 here at the half, and we'll be back after a bit for stats and analysis. Welcome back to Muskingum University. Kind of got a little tongue twister there.
We'll send you over to English class here on campus, Trey.
I'm going to have to go see the language arts professor here at Muskingum University. We're at the Ann Steele Center.
Our listening audience out there is very proficient with understanding English when you've got Tommy and Woody on the radio.
That's true. When you have those two, you guys can understand anything.
Exactly.
So I could start speaking some Spanish, and you guys could probably follow along with me. At the half, Colts lead 29-16. So looking at the scoring for the Colts, we talked early when it was 24-8. It was just 3 guys scoring. Well, now the Colts have 5 guys in the scoring column, led by off the bench Jerome Todd with a whale of a first half with 9 points. Addie Black doing a little bit of everything with 8 points. Jonathan McCall with 7. Jake Singleton with 3. And Davis Singleton with 2. While on the Scotty side, Jalen Goins-Chandler with 4 points, both driving buckets there in the second quarter. Jack Lyle, 4 points. Sky Bryan, 3 points. Keaton Williams and Jake Froh with 2 points each, and Ty Smith with 1. So, Heath, let's look at the battle on the glass and turnovers and everything.
Okay, rebounds for the Scotties. They ended up with 14. A leader would be number 21, Jake Froh. He has really done a nice job coming off the bench there with 4 rebounds. Then Ty Smith with 3. Also Keaton Williams, guard Keaton Williams with 3 on the Meadowbrook side. They've got 13 rebounds. So Scotties with a little bit of an edge there early on, which kind of surprised me when I tallied everything up. But Meadowbrook's leader, Jonathan McCall, with 6. He's done a really nice job. Addie Black with 3. As far as assist, Meadowbrook leader is Jonathan McCall with 3. When we look at the steals department on the Scotty side, Ty Smith and Keaton Williams each with a steal piece. On Meadowbrook side, they have 8 for the half. Jerome Todd, no surprise, had 4 of them, and they all came in a quick spurt.
And I think all 4 of them came with 2 points right after it,
right.
Too.
And then also with a steal each, Addie Black, Boston Black once again getting his name in the book on the defensive side, and then Davis Singleton with 1, which obviously led to a massive throwdown before the one that he got called on the tech. But then turnovers, Meadowbrook just with 3 in the first half, and they really were early going trained, so they've really done a nice job of protecting the ball, even though the Scotties were throwing that full court press against them later in that half. Tri-Valley with 8 turnovers. So a little bit of looking at the tail of the tapes there as far as the stats goes. Meadowbrook shot once again, really good from the field, just like the other night, shot over 50%. They're even 50. They're 12 of 24 from the field. Tri-Valley, a little bit chillier, 7 of 21. So if the Scotties are going to get back in this, they're going to have to knock down some shots, Train.
Yeah, a lot of their points have been in the paint for the Scotties, but for the most part, it's been in the paint. But they are a good 3-point shooting team, but they haven't even really looked that way. Before we get too far into the contest, I got to give a shout out to our 2 generals that are cleaning the floor for us down on the court. You got Coach Woodard of John Glenn, his son and nephew, his son Tyson Woodard and nephew Bexley Woodard, being in the cleanup men here on the Muskingum University, keeping the floor clean for the players.
And you had said something going back to what you said a second ago about Tri-Valley with the 3s. Only shot 2 there in the first half, Train. Missed both of them. But on the other side, Meadowbrook uncharacteristically kind of cold from behind the arc. They were only 1 of 8, and that was on Jake Singleton's late.
Or
2,
3.
yes. Yeah, 3.
Paul had the long one.
Yes,
Jerome Jake had step backs.
I didn't look at the 2 circles that I circled there. I just saw the 1. But, yeah, so when you look at it, actually, they were 3 of 10. So a little bit better there. But, yes, 3 of 10. But, you know, that's a little bit uncharacteristic. The other night, Meadowbrook, really, they could hit any shot. They were really firing on all cylinders from anywhere on the court the other night. So, Train, what's Meadowbrook got to do in this second half, in your opinion, to come away with this victory and salt it away?
Well, they got to continue to play their style. And whether that's slowing it down and being patient or being aggressive and attacking these guys, they have been able to apply pretty good ball pressure at times. Jerome Tots came off the bench and gave him huge life, and I think the others kind of fed off. They fed off him, and that's led to this 13-point halftime lead.
And I would concur with your thoughts there. Now, on the other side of the coin, Train, what does Tri-Valley got to do to kind of get back in this game and give themselves a chance?
Tri-Valley's got to space out Meadowbrook and attack the gaps, plain and simple.
Which
they athletic-wise, they're equal to each other. They got to find ways to attack. I mean, unfortunately, Jake and Davis are both in foul trouble. They got to look to attack those guys.
Oh, here we are. We're underway here in the second half.
McCall with it up top. He's going to attack left, and he's going to draw the foul. Jonathan McCall, strong move to the hoops.
Cole and Luke Lyle.
Luke Lyle's going to pick up his first. So real quick, our sponsors again for tonight's telecast: Basic Systems, Pure Love Bakery, Rogers Company, Shelley Carpenter Photography, and Black Epperson Funeral Home, as Jonathan McCall knocks down the first free throw, and the Colts lead 30-16.
And looking over to my left here, just 3 rows below us, I see Jamie Rogers of Rogers Heating and Cooling. So nice to see them in the crowd.
And Jonathan McCall knocks down both free throws, so the Colts 4-4 at the line early on. Keaton Williams with it up top. So tries throwing it over Addy. Not too many people's going to do that. Addy's going to get the steal. And some Scotty fans wanted the palming out of Zach Rusnock. Didn't get it. So Rusnock got it up top. He's going to swing it over to Addy Black. To the corner to Jonathan McCall. He's going to attack. Come up, kick out to Jake Singleton. He's going to shoot the three. It's off, and Sky Bryan's going to grab the board, and they're going to quickly push. Jack Lyle doesn't like it. He kicks it out for three. It's nothing, and Jake Singleton's going to get the board. So Luke Lyle, normally dependable shooter, can't. And Jake Singleton with a scoop layup away from the contact. Lays it up and in, and the Scotties are going to use another timeout. This one's going to be a full. So a minute 4 in to the third quarter, and Coach McLaughlin quickly has to use a timeout. I know that's not the halftime speech he gave his kids. They were in there for a while, so I'm sure he went over a lot of the finer points of what they have to do.
I couldn't think of a worse way for Tri-Valley to start the second half here, Train. I mean, an unforced error there, trying to throw over Addy, which was a careless decision on Tri-Valley's part there. They pick up a foul, Jonathan at the line, and then allow Jake to knife down, through the paint. The timeout was obviously needed. I mean, to go down another 4 points, that's not something that Tri-Valley needed this early in the second half.
And then getting an open look like you need there, and then it just led to Meadowbrook in transition. Off the miss. So it's going to be Tri-Valley ball here.
Meadowbrook faithful starting to chant a little bit here. I don't know if it's quite that early enough to be doing that, but hey.
They're thinking it's only, what do we got, 6:58, 14 minutes and 45 seconds till Athens. Out top to Luke Lau. He kicks it down to Sky Bryan. He loses it, but it's going to get it back.
You know, I'll tell you what, Rusnock's not in the book as far as scoring or anything, Train, but he's done a really nice job defensively when he's been in.
Yep. Here's Jack Lyle looking to attack, spins off, kicks it out. Now Ty Smith looking to drive, and he's going to dribble it off his knee.
And look who just caused that, Mr. Zach Rusnock. He must have heard me up here talking about him because he slaps it off his knee and gets the turnover. So good job by
another turnover,
Mr. Rusnock there.
As the Scotties are going to apply a little full court pressure here.
Meadowbrook easily breaking it. I thought Jake was going to pull there, Train.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted it, but decided we're up 17. We can waste a little time. And McCall's lifting. It's no good. Good blocks out there by Bryan. He's going to lose. He's going to keep it as Jake Singleton can't quite get the steal.
Jake almost came down with that.
So Sky Bryan with the rebound there.
Jerome Todd checking back into the game again, Train. So Toza kind of is doing this. He did it in the first half and doing it again here. So inserting Jerome to a little bit of athleticism yet again. But again, good job by Rusnock on defense there.
And he brought a lot of energy for him. Lyle didn't like what he had inside, kicks it out. Keaton Williams up top, motions his guy through. Jake gets his hand on it. McCall comes up with it. Here come the Colts. McCall with it with 5:40 to go here in the third quarter. He's going to pull it out top. Look to attack. He's going to get inside. Kicks
Very
it out
unselfish there.
And Addy's going to drive and lay it up and get the roll in. So Addie Black again getting into the paint.
We're 2.5 in, Train, and Tri-Valley still looking for their first points of the second half here.
Keaton Williams looking to drive left, jump stop, and he's going to draw a foul. And that's going to be Addie's first, I believe.
It is Addie's first tonight.
So Keaton Williams probably looking to reverse the curse here for the Scotties, as they were 2 of 6 from the line in the first half.
As I said, Keaton Williams, he's done a nice job penetrating during this game. Not much to show in the way of the scoring column, but I tell you what, Train, he has had some nice moves tonight during this game.
Yeah. He knocks down the first as Jalen Goings Chandler is checking in for Sky Bryan. He had a good little stretch there in the first half where he got back-to-back driving buckets for the Scotties.
And that breaks Meadowbrook's 6-0 run to start this second half.
And Keaton Williams makes the second. So it's a 17-point game, 5:10 to go here.
Still applying this full court pressure, Train.
And Meadowbrook having no trouble. And Davis Singleton corner downtown off the front rim. Doesn't bounce up and in, but Goings Chandler with the rebound, and
lost it.
Jake Lyle looking to go up for it and lost the ball. He looked over to see where Addie and Davis were on defense.
Yeah, when you've got them, when you've got the trees trailing you, kind of trying to peek over his shoulder, and I don't blame him for that one, Train.
And Meadowbrook is going to use a 30-second timeout here.
That's their first of the game.
That's second of the game.
Oh, second, yes, you're right.
So 4:55 to go here in the third quarter. Colts are up 35-18. So this is just more of a timeout. It's like, hey, let's settle in. We're fine. Let's take care of the ball, work the offense, move the ball around.
Yeah, the spritzer might be being brought up and put on ice, but Coach Tolles is wanting to make sure they keep their focus here.
Yeah.
You know, Train, looking around the gym, I see a lot of, as you said earlier, a lot of legends here tonight.
Yep.
I saw Lee Campbell, former Meadowbrook athlete, coming in from Lee's Tees. And we got John Milholm, legendary, longtime coach at Meadowbrook. And Jason Dog Brown here. A lot of people in the house here tonight.
So here's the Colts with the ball. Jonathan McCall's going to pull it down again. Look for him to space him out in attack here. There's the attack. Got his gap, kicks it down to Jake Singleton for 3. Takes a dribble, eyes it, skies it, buys it, as Strasser would say.
You know, that was a nice job by Jake because he kind of lost the handle on it and had to recollect it, and then he dead-eyed it. So very nice job by Jake there.
Little stop and play was because they had to fix the net there as Jake Lyle and Keaton Williams.
And if you're going to give Tommy some credit, we got to give Woody some credit. He rips the ropes.
Yeah, there we go. Speaking of 2 other legends.
Exactly. And Woody Biggs, just as we said, just down the end of our road here.
That's gonna be
nice job by Davis.
By Singleton.
And that's Tri-Valley's 5th turnover of this third quarter.
Here's McCall. He kicks it to Todd, who gets it to Singleton. McCall back, or Todd with it, kicks it to Addie Black. So now McCall's going to drive left again. He's going to finish inside, gets the friendly rim roll up and good, and it's 40-18 Colts. And quickly driving back is Goings Chandler. He can't get it to fall. Davis Singleton with the board, and that's going to be a foul on Ty Smith.
You can see that Tri-Valley is starting to realize that this game is basically getting away from them and starting to show a little bit of frustration right there.
Yeah, that was definitely a frustration foul on Ty Smith as Keaton Williams is going to check in for Fro.
Again, it just feels like Meadowbrook has just kind of imposed their will as this game has gone on, and they're just wearing Tri-Valley down. Nice hands there by Ty Smith. Or no, that's Jalen Goings.
Yeah. Again, we keep bringing in. He's almost had to steal
almost
there.
Again, yeah.
Got a 2-on-1 break. Good pass. Addie can't quite handle it.
It's probably a good thing because if Addie catches that clean, he might have went baseline and hammered that.
May have been a little small-town throwdown. So Addie with it up top.
Showing some solid. Oh, here it comes. Nice take. And, you know, for a big guy, Addie's not the point guard, obviously. But I tell you what, reminiscent of the first quarter, he brought the ball up the court. You know, Addie's got good handles, a lot better than what people probably realize or give him credit for.
And there is Luke Lyle
Gets
with his
into the-
first points of the night.
Nice
with a
take by
driving
Lyle.
layup. Here, Todd kicks it up to Jake Singleton. It's good. So the Colts quickly answer right back. I mean, that's what it seems like it's been every time Tri-Valley's thrown a punch. Meadowbrook's been able to counter with a 1-2 right back at him.
Yeah, Meadowbrook, ever since the early outset,
There's a
when it was
handoff.
6-all, they have not let
Short
Tri-Valley
on the
get
three.
back in this game.
Todd with the rebound. Here's Jake from downtown, wide open look. You don't give him those looks. What a second or third quarter for Jake Singleton. He's got 12 of his 15 points in this quarter. Or 10 of his 13 points. So we're going to have another delay. Sky Bryan kicks it over to Lyle, gets it to Goins Chandler. Now here's Keaton Williams driving, shot fake, can't finish. Addie Black with the rebound.
That was a nice job by Addie staying down. But then he
And
throws it away there. Meadowbrook's first turnover here of the third quarter.
the Colts up 27-20. So they've outscored the Scotties 18-4 here in the third quarter. It's 29-16 at the half. Keaton Williams fade away. Tough shot, nice bucket. He fades away in the paint against Addie.
And you talking about Meadowbrook outscoring Tri-Valley Train. Remember, back to the start of this first part of this third quarter, Meadowbrook started 6-0. Tri-Valley had to use an early timeout at the 6:56 mark. So Meadowbrook has just continued on that ever since then.
Yeah. Here's Addie driving. There's the help defense that was missing earlier. McCall's driving right baseline. He got bumped.
Gets the call.
He got bumped and then threw it, and then the whistle's blown finally on the bump.
It's like on Sky Bryan. That's Sky Bryan's second personal foul of the game.
So Addie the trigger man here in the out under. Davis Singleton wide open underneath. He
Nice.
goes into his man, finishes inside.
Nice job of Davis of using both hands to go up strong off the glass.
And then using his body to create some space there. So here's Sky Bryan, and he's going to toss it to the scorer's table.
And Todd kind of a little bit of a taunt there, clapping in
Uh-huh.
his face because he knew he rasped him into that. Jerome has honestly been in a good way for Meadowbrook fans, a pest all night to Tri-Valley.
Yep. And Rusnak's going to check in here for Todd. As again, the Meadowbrook faithful gives him his due.
You know, it's hard to say when you're up 27 that there was a key player, but I tell you what, Jerome Todd, I would venture to say he's been the key player of this ball game.
So McCall kicks it to Jake Singleton, decides not to shoot three. And don't be surprised the Colts decide to hold it for the last one.
And Jake's
here
had
too.
the hot hand, so I was kind of surprised he passed that up.
And Davis Singleton can't get it to
can't
fall.
buy it.
Keaton Williams with the board for the Scotties.
Let me see if Tri-Valley tries to decide to play for the last shot here.
Being down 27, I don't know if you really can, to be honest.
No, and I agree. But
Got an open, he's going to, man, they just can't get the three to fall, and not happy about it's Lyle as he claps his hands. They just can't get the shots to fall. It seems like that's been the case for a lot of teams. This tournament run they've seen against the Colts, they've got looks, just haven't been able to get them to fall at times. And every point matters. And Jake can't hit the three.
Good
Rusnak
job
gets
by
the rebound,
Rusnak. Oh.
and time expires. So at the end of the third, it's 49-22 Meadowbrook. We'll come back with fourth quarter action here in a bit. And we are back with fourth quarter action here at the Ann Steele Center as the Colts lead. They're only 8 minutes to Athens. Lead 49-22 as the Meadowbrook fans standing up and giving a rousing ovation for their boys. Again, before we start, thank our sponsors, Basic Systems, Pure Love Bakery, Rogers Company, Shelley Carpenter Photography, and Black Epperson Funeral Home. Tri-Valley starts with the ball to start the fourth quarter. The driving bucket here. Addy sends it packing. Goings Chandler tried driving baseline, but he found the wrong man at the hoop as Addy sends it out of bounds.
That's Addy's third block of the game there.
No soup for you.
Ty Smith dribbling up top here, looking for Keaton.
Keaton Williams with a nice turnaround jumper.
That's Keaton's third basket of the game.
He's got 8 points now. So here's a little full court pressure, but it's really a soft full court pressure. The Scotty's got to be a little more aggressive, being down 25. And Addy's going to draw a foul here.
I think we might get Ty Smith. Ty Smith, and that's his second personal.
Addy, the trigger man on the out and under. Kicks it up top to Davis Singleton. He's going to get it to Jonathan McCall, who's going to drive left, and he's going all the way to lay it up and in. So McCall now with 14 points for the Colts. As Ty Smith brings it up to Jake Lau, kicks it to Luke Lau, now to Keaton Williams.
If I'm not mistaken,
driving left, steps it. Addy Black with another block, but another rebound for the Scotties. He tries throwing it up. It's no good. Addy rebounds, gets to McCall. McCall screams it up the court to Jake Singleton for the layup. So the Colts are just getting whatever they want in transition here. And there's a deep three that's no good. They get the offensive rebound, and Ty Smith saying, I've seen my teammates get blocked enough by Addy Black. I don't want to shoot that. So he tries the three, and he gets blocked. And then he tries feeding in, but Jake Singleton with the steal and the save. Roosnock gets it up to Addy Black. Some exciting, intense moments here as Addy almost throws it away, but McCall saves it.
E-Train, my pen is smoking.
Yep, and here's McCall again. He's going to kick it out to Singleton. Three again. It is no good. And it's going to be an over-the-back foul on Roosnock. So Goings-Chandler drawing the foul. He needs to flip his two last names to make it easier for me. I want to call him Chandler Goings instead of Goings-Chandler.
I think it's because his last name is, well, I think it's because he's got that first last name. Chandler sounds like it should be Chandler and his last name Goings. Goings, a popular name over here, Train. I don't know if you remember Leslie Goings, who played volleyball here for the Lady Muskies. Very good volleyball player back in the day when we worked at the Jeffersonian.
Kick inside to a new man, number 30, Dylan Williams. He can't finish the inside bucket as Addy gets the rebound, and it's stolen on the pass by Sky Bryan. He's going to kick it up to Luke Lyle from downtown. And finally, the Scotties get a three to fall. I believe that's their first three-pointer made of the game.
Very first of the game.
So at the 5:37 mark in the fourth quarter, they hit their first three-pointer. So you want to talk about key points in a game, right there's a key one with the Scotties being a pretty dangerous outside shooting team. So Dylan Williams blocks the Addy Black shot and goes out of bounds. Possession to the Colts. As Goings-Chandler is going to check back in for Jack Lyle.
And going back to what you were talking about there, Train, Tri-Valley had been 0 for 7 for the night beyond the arc.
Can't make him if you don't shoot him.
Meadowbrook just being patient. 5 minutes to go, as you said, until they punch their ticket.
And that's going to be almost stolen.
Almost stolen. Davis.
There's a good decision by Davis there. He had Jerome underneath, but
and Jerome was calling for it.
Instead of firing it in there, they probably got the layup, but hey, the time's going to run.
Jonathan got bumped, but can't come up with it.
Scotty's inside Dylan Williams. He's going to draw a foul. Jerome Todd almost jumped over his head on that foul. So
Jerome has already has one balk on the night. He was looking for his second there.
Dylan Williams can't make the free throw. And his second shot rattles out.
And Addy with yet another rebound. Addy very active this quarter.
Here's
3
a
rebounds, 3 blocks, and assist
Todd
already.
Is going to, the Colts are going to call a timeout there. Good decision by Coach Tolza to get a timeout.
We see him start to empty his bench here. 53-27. Darren with 4:46 left in the contest here. I'm sure Coach Tolza is just telling him, hey, let's be smart. Let's not do anything silly. Nobody get hurt. You know, we're headed to Athens. I mean, unless some miracle occurs in the last 26 minutes, you know, Meadowbrook heading back to Athens yet again. Exciting times for the people of Rolling Hills School District.
And the students have to be excited because that's an 8 p.m. game. So my guess is they might have a 2-hour delay the next day.
I was going to say, I would venture to say that there's going to be a 2-hour delay.
There's nothing better than a 2-hour delay.
Coming from a teacher and Darren himself. So.
And believe it or not, I don't think any of our local schools have used a 2-hour delay this year. And actually all of us, I think, have still at least 1 day left to use.
It has been a mild winter.
It's been a rainy winter.
And I've actually enjoyed the winter, but for all my teacher friends that have complained about not getting snow days, they about drove me bonkers train. So, but I can feel you guys' pain. Teachers have one of the hardest jobs.
There, inside, great pass. Singleton finishes it on the pass from McCall. Wow, the Scotties just lost track of Jake Singleton. Too worried about McCall with the ball, and he finds him underneath for the layup. Here come the Scotties. The dribble handoff again. Driving, kicking
nice
out
kick
to Ty Smith. He can't get the 3 to fall. Battle for the rebound. Jerome Todd, of course, is going to come with it. He kicks it ahead to Jake Singleton, who wisely slows it down. Now McCall's got it here. And again, they're just saying, come out and play defense on us. Addy driving baseline, almost loses it, gets it under control, brings it back up top. And here's McCall's got it. He's been camping in that same spot most of the night. He's been starting the offense right in front of that scorer's table. And he's going to draw the foul on Luke Lyle.
And McCall has showed off those fancy moves all night tonight. Train his shoes. I don't know what's fancier, his shoes or his play.
Yeah, he's been, he switched the shoes up there a few weeks ago, and I guess it's a comfort thing with him. So with 3:43 to go.
Tri-Valley, a quick sub there.
Here comes a trap at Todd. He quickly dribbles around, and that's going to be another foul. So that's 6th team foul on the Scotties.
Some of the Tri-Valley fans have kind of come to relegated to the fact that this one's over. But, you know, Tri-Valley there coming into the game 19-5. What a great season by the Scotties.
Yeah.
So hats off to Tri-Valley nonetheless.
There's just going to be days like this. Addy thought about shooting, decides to kick it back up top. He's going to drive and draw the foul on Jake Lyle. So that's going to be the 3rd foul on Jake Lyle with 3:28 to go. Addy's going to be at the line here shooting 1-1. And Addy knocks down the first. And he rattles in the second. So Addy with 8 points in the first half, another 8 here in the second half for 16 points on the night.
Yeah, Addy has had a well-rounded night. Very good, not just in the scoring column, but on the boards. A couple assists, a few steals, some blocks, and there's another steal by Addy.
Lose it. Addy's going to get the steal and Kicks it to the corner to Jake Singleton as he gets a little trap, and they're going to call a foul on Keaton Williams. So Jake's going to be at the line, shooting 1-1 now for the Colts. Jake shoots the first. It's up and good. 58-27. Second one's up and good. 3:05 to go now. It's only a matter of time. They're presenting the scissors to the Meadowbrook coaching staff right now.
And after a quiet first half by Jake, you look down in the scoring column train, and he's now in double digits.
He had a red-hot third quarter as Lyle can't finish inside, gets his own rebound, draws the foul. Luke Lyle is going to be at the line, shooting 2.
They're calling that on Addy, his second.
So like you said earlier, the Scotties are leaving. Now you've got even more Scotties fans.
Yeah, as I was saying there a second ago, you know, Jake with just a triple there in the first half. He has 16. He has just exploded in this second half.
Yep.
Very, very nice offensive performance in the second half after, you know, drawing those 2 fouls early. He was kind of limited there to the bench, and he has really stepped up in this second half.
Yeah, he's a streak shooter. He gets hot. It's hard to slow down.
Lyle hits the second there.
So here's the Scotties playing a little bit of soft man pressure, but still it's not as aggressive as they need to be. You're down 31 with 2.5. You gotta do something.
And Meadowbrook is good enough against even the toughest of presses to break. So if you're going to try to get steals against Meadowbrook, as you said, Train, you're going to have to pressure a lot harder than that. So
now it's just a matter of the Colts running the clock out here.
You know, as earlier I was saying, I think the fans were hoping Jerome would pull the trigger on that 3 wide open, but he passed it up classy there. I think Meadowbrook's just trying to milk this clock down now with 2:05 to go. But you know, Meadowbrook there, I bet if we would talk to Coach Tolsey, he would say that this wasn't their cleanest game. But you know, when you look up and you're up 30 on a quality team like Tri-Valley, a 19-5 team, that just speaks to really how good Meadowbrook is. I mean, you look at their tournament scores. This has just been a run for the ages as far as the scoring goes. So, you know, again, Meadowbrook not having one of their best games of the season, but I tell you what, they have really done a nice job. And, you know, in the moments that they needed to do something, they really got a lot of different things happen, whether it be Jerome Todd early on with the steals, 9 points. Jake coming in the second half really did a nice job. So a credit to Meadowbrook, you know, again, not playing maybe their best overall game of the year, but they really have shined when they needed to.
And now both teams has cleared their benches, except Todd, who's shooting free throws. So you got Tyler Lacey, Trayvon Mail, Drew Webster, Eric McCullough checked in.
And I said Jerome was going to get into double digits after that first half. So let's see if he can get into double digits here with this free throw, and he does.
There it is.
There he is.
I was going to say, we don't want to be a jinx.
Right. So, again, nice game by Jerome tonight. Very active. You know, the defensive end is where he really shined, but, I mean, also scoring in double digits. 11 points, and I'm sure he's going to get a nice ovation, which he does. A standing ovation.
As Jerome McCall will check in for him.
Yeah, very well deserved by Jerome with his game that he had, and the Meadowbrook faithful appreciating his role in tonight's contest.
He may not have been the leading scorer, but he really did. He really got the motor going for the Colts in that first quarter. That
second quarter, especially when he had the 3 steals and 2 buckets and a big block.
He was bucket, no good. Offensive rebound, blocked by McCullough. It's tipped around. Scotty's come up with it as Dylan Williams has it. He's driving baseline, kicks it out to now a 3 from up top by Hazen, and McCall will come down. Jonah McCall will come down with the rebound. Here's McCall driving. He's going to lay it up. No good. Rebound Scotties. Driving here, it's no good. He's going to be shooting 2. It's going to be our buddy. I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong because we haven't had to pronounce it. And I asked at the beginning of the game what it was pronounced. Patalio. Patalio?
Train, I'll let you pronounce that since we talked about your good English early on.
I'll take the heat if it's pronounced wrong, as he misses the first.
And the Tri-Valley fans happy. Number 50, Caden King, checking into the ball game.
Jordan can't make the second, and it's going to be out of bounds to the Colts.
You look down in that paint, you had Tyler Lacey and Caden King. I mean, I don't know if I've seen a block that big on the side there. Two big boys down there, both I'm sure football players. I know Lacey is, but nice to see them getting in the game here.
So it's just over a minute to go. The Colts lead by 33 as they're running out the clock. Trayvon Mail with it up top. Swings it over to Tyler Lacey as the Muskingum University security, so to speak, have the court roped off so people can't storm the floor. So 40 seconds and ticking. Trayvon with it still up high. He
back
kicks
over
it
to
over
Lacey.
to Lacey. Meadowbrook faithful standing up and applauding their team's effort as Lacey and Mayo continue to pass it back and forth. Use the clock.
And it's nice to see.
22 ticks left.
It's nice to see these kids get into this game. I know it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but it's nice to see them be here and be able to say, hey, we've got to play in the district game at least, a championship game for the last 2 minutes. And memory that they'll always remember. I'm sure parents taking some pictures as these kids are on the court. They work just as hard as the starters, so nice to see Tulsa put them in the game.
And that's your ball game, folks. And the Colts will be cutting down the nets and heading to Athens Thursday night, 8 p.m. versus Logan Elm. Final score, Meadowbrook 61, Tri-Valley 28. The Colts, your Division II Eastern District champs, well, co-champs, because we got East Liverpool and New Philly on the other side. One of those two will be going to the regional as well, and we'll have an update on that game when we return with stats and other information. We are back here at the Ann Steele Center as the Colts are cutting down the nets after yet another impressive tournament win. This one a 61-28 victory over the Scotties of Tri-Valley. As you can see, the Colts cutting down the nets here on the west end of the hoop. A huge district final victory in a game that was highly publicized, expected to be a shootout, but the Colts just came out firing late in the first quarter, kept it going in the second quarter, and just kept pulling away and pulling away. Looking at the scoring for the Colts, 4 guys in double figures tonight. Leading the way after only scoring 3 points in the first half, Jake Singleton had 19, so 16 points in the second half. Addie Black, an all-around great game, 8 points in the first half, 8 more in the second half for 16. Jonathan McCall and Jerome Todd with 11 points each, and Davis Singleton with 4 points for the Colts. Leading the Scotties, Keaton Williams with 8 points, Luke Lyle with 6 points, Jalen Goins-Chandler and Jack Lyle with 4 points each. Sky Bryan had 3 points, Jake Froh with 2 points, and Ty Smith with a point. So Heath, looking at all the information we got there, what about the rebounds, turnovers, and everything?
Rebounding, Tri-Valley still held that 1 rebound edge into the second half, 27-26 edge there on the leaders for Tri-Valley. We had Ty Smith with 6, and then 2 fellas had 4 apiece. You had number 5, Keaton Williams, and 21, Jake Frau with 4 apiece on Meadowbrook's side. Again, 26. Addie Black had 8. Jonathan McCall was 6, so good job by those 2. Assist-wise, Meadowbrook ended up with 9. McCall had 5, and Addie Black with 3 for the game. So nice job by Addie. Steals Meadowbrook with 12. Tri-Valley with 3. Leaders for Meadowbrook, you had number 15, Jerome Todd, 4 steals. Addie Black with 3, and Davis Singleton with 2 steals. Turnovers, Tri-Valley finished with 16. Meadowbrook only 5 on the night, especially good for them. They opened that first quarter with 3, so they really did a lot better job of taking care of the basketball as the game got into the after the opening stages there and into the later stages of the game. So nice job. Blocks wise, 8 for Meadowbrook, 8 blocks tonight. So really good job denying Tri-Valley. You had Addie with 5, Jerome with a block. So nice job there. As far as shooting goes for the game, Train, Tri-Valley's finished 11 of 40. If you would have told me before the game that Tri-Valley would have shot 11 and 40, I would have thought that you were crazy, knowing how good Tri-Valley is at shooting. But again, let's go back to Meadowbrook. A credit to them. Very good denial, especially after that early going. You know, Tri-Valley, the first 5 minutes of the game, really did a nice job of knifing into the paint. But after that first 5-6 minutes of the game, Meadowbrook kind of caught on to what they were doing and was able to stop that. So a lot of that 11 of 40 shooting on Tri-Valley's end is a credit to Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook for the night, again, a sizzling performance, 23 of 43 from the field. So a nice job by Meadowbrook. And you know, looking at Meadowbrook on this run, 4 games, they've outscored their opponents by 178 points, Darren.
Yeah,
you heard me right, folks at home. You don't have to turn up the bell tones if you can't hear. 178. Let that sink in. 4 games. So Meadowbrook is on a historic tournament run. Maybe perhaps so far the best in school history, even though they've went to a state tournament there a few years back. This is just unprecedented to see a team, especially as you move on to the district level, to be able to just impose their will. You know, obviously as the dance continues, it doesn't get any easier. The dancing partners get a little bit more difficult. So Meadowbrook headed to Athens once again. Exciting times for Meadowbrook High School. Obviously, Darren, you and I are really excited as we're both alum of Meadowbrook, so very happy that our Colts are continuing onward. So, but, once they get to Athens, it's going to be a little bit different because they're going to see a little different competition down in Athens.
Yeah, and Logan Elm from Circleville, they're 18-7 on the year, and as we said earlier, their coaching staff was here. So they're another team that's, when you see Division II regional teams, Logan Elm's usually one of those names that are there, even though the top 4 teams in their district were knocked off. Logan Elm's not a slouch, and Meadowbrook's got to be prepared to face a very good team.
But you know something, when you look at Meadowbrook's scheduling this year, they've been tested. As I said earlier, they've played in the OVAC championship game. Dover, obviously, always a tough ECOL foe. The fans, as you can hear, going crazy for Coach Tolza. Very much deserved. This man has done an amazing job with the basketball program since taking over. Of course, Coach Arnold, big shout out to him too. He did a great job while there. And I'll go back even farther to Danny Weekly when Danny Weekly first took over the program back in the early 2000s. This isn't just a one-year thing, Train. This has been a program that struggled for a while in the 90s. You had some players there that with John Molesky Ferguson and Derek Dunn. You had some, and Dave Wolverton. You had some guys that played through there that was really good. But this run that they've been on the last several years, it goes back to starting a foundation, and they just continue this tradition of postseason play. And it's really neat to see that we have an area team. Obviously, we know what John Glid did for this new Concord community just, 3 years ago?
2016.
So this is just a neat thing to see people excited. You go into Marlene's in Byesville, and it's full of people, and all they're talking about is the Colts. They're excited. So this is really a neat thing to see. And the crowd tonight was just, you can't say anything negative about the Meadowbrook community. They came out and supported the Colts once again. They were at Indian Valley the other night in full support. So it's really neat to see this community getting behind these Colts.
Yeah, and on the other side of the bracket, New Philly's up 54-47 over East Liverpool. I don't know if that's final or not. I'm trying to find an update.
And, that's nice to see, obviously, an ECOL foe. Yeah. New Philly, for a long time, the thorn in the side for Meadowbrook. But you always want to see your league brethren do well, even if it's, I know Cambridge fans, again, going back to them, Cambridge fans here supporting Meadowbrook tonight, and that's what it's all about. It's about tossing the rivalry aside. If there's a team left in the tournament, it's just neat to see the whole community, not just Byesville, but the whole surrounding area. See Guernsey County get behind our teams, Noble County. It's just so neat to see, fans get behind teams. As you said, Buckeye Trail fans here. Yeah. Coach Kearns the other night, head football coach, was at the game. So it's just really a neat thing to say. Waving at one of my classmates there, Angel Ogle, and with her husband Chris, good people. But, as I said, it's just really neat to see. Athens is a different beast. Yeah. For fans that haven't been to Athens, it's a totally different world, a totally different game down there. It's one of the probably most raucous environments. The way they have the bowl seating there, it's a special place. And if you've never been there, I'm going to challenge you, if you're still listening to this broadcast, buy your tickets and go to Athens next Thursday night. It's going to be just an awesome, awesome atmosphere. Train, I can't wait, and I'm sure you can't.
Yeah, and the good thing about Athens at the Convo, you don't have to bring a watch because you always know what time it is.
They always say it.
Basketball 30, as the legendary announcer always tells you before the game. So definitely it's a great place. My only complaint, and it's not really, is during their college games, they let the student section sit down on the court. I think that would be awesome if they had both student sections sit down on the court, but then you're probably going to have to find the whole Athens County Highway Patrol and Athens OU police and everybody else that's going to have to restrain the student sections of both schools at this point, because I'm sure the whole school for Meadowbrook will be down there Thursday night along with Logan.
You know, and it's going to be nice because when you go down there, obviously, you know, it's neat to see other teams, not just your own team train. You know, I've gone down there in years where Cambridge has played, or even back in the day. You know, I believe that I'm trying to recall from my memory Shenandoah.
Yeah, that would have been
in Newcomerstown. So I think that was when a Dansby fellow was at Newcomerstown still trying to rack my brain. I'm getting older. It's not as easy to remember things. But
probably that legendary guy walking on the court there, an assistant coach for Meadowbrook was probably coaching that team, the legend that is Dan Schwederman.
Schwederman was one of my favorite coaches to interview. I would always sit in the locker room down at Shenandoah after games, no matter who they played. Sometimes I probably pushed my luck a little bit getting back, but it was always a pleasure to spend time talking to Dan. But yeah, Athens is just a whole different experience. So even if you don't have a dog in the hunt, so to speak, buy your ticket and go down there because you won't see a better venue. They put on a solid tournament down there. Regionals is always fun to go down there. And then, you know, the neat thing is Meadowbrook's season right now, it comes down to 2 games train.
They're 0-0 right now.
It's throw everything out what they've done. The 178-point spread over 4 teams. You know, being OVAC champs, being in the ECOL upper standings. You know, throw all that out the window. But it comes down to if you're wanting to go to Columbus, of course, coach would say 1 game at a time. But it comes down to a 2-game schedule. You go 2-0, and you're dancing at the shot. So it would be amazing to see Meadowbrook get there for a second time. In just the past few years, so it just as I text Woody Biggs, you know, Woody and Tommy have done a great job over the years with our local radio. 2 of the finest men I know, and I say that they are great friends, but just great people. But you know, I text Woody Biggs, you know, said, hey, this wasn't Meadowbrook's best game, but you know, they still won by 33, and you know, Train, this team is special. I've seen many Meadowbrook teams over the years, and this team just has something special, and it's really neat to see. You know, I recall different teams. You know, going back to when Philip Biggs was a senior, and you'll remember this when he was a senior, and you had the 4 sophomores playing with him, with Shriver and Pepper and Neff and Alex Robertson. I mean, that team was special, and ran into a buzzsaw that was Chillicothe, old Aaron Hitchens and Sugar Ray Chambers. Beat Meadowbrook there in the regional final and went on to win the state championship. But, you know, this team just has something special. I'm not saying that they're going to hoist the title when it's all said and done, but this team is just a special team in the lore of Meadowbrook.
Yeah, it's definitely, like we said, everybody's record's 0-0, and it doesn't matter what you did tonight. It's a brand new season come Thursday night at OU. So, again, we want to thank our sponsors. Basic Systems, Pure Love Bakery, Rogers Company, Shelley Carpenter Photography, Black Epperson Funeral Home. So from the Ann Steele Center, well, for Heath Dawson as he's giving the knuckles to former Maysville and Meadowbrook girls coach Greg Mitz.
Greg Mitzi. I love Mitzi, one of my favorite coaches of all time. Yet another one that I had a good relationship during my days at the Daily Jeffersonian. Mitz was always good, and I remember just off the side of the concession stand, there was just a little teeny room that I would go in there, and we'd sit and talk for hours, not just basketball but life. Coach Mitz, a class act. Always enjoyed him, so it was good seeing him. Just so many different people. Cameron Summers, former Colt standout, broadcasting the game behind us. So just a lot of faces here tonight. I mean, if you were a Meadowbrook grad and you look around, it's nearly a who's who of Meadowbrook alum here tonight.
I guarantee you saw at least one person you graduated high school with.
And I saw handfuls, you know, and I'm getting older, and you know, that as you get older, you kind of lose some touch. But you know something, you still went to school with these people. You grew up with them. You went to kindergarten or middle school or high school with them, and there's just something special. Even though maybe you didn't get along in high school or you weren't an athlete or whatever, it's neat seeing people because you do share that that bond of the same high school. And, you know, I'm a born and bred Byesville guy. I still live in Byesville. I love Byesville. So it's just special. Byesville people just have a bond, and the Rolling Hills community have a bond with each other. And it's just neat to see all these folks here tonight. Trevor Black below us, the whole Black family getting their usual picture, postseason picture all together. So it's all the families here together. So it's just a neat thing to see.
So for one last time, your final score, 61-28, as the Colts punch their ticket to the Division II Regional. I don't know for 100% fact, but New Philly was up 54-47 over East Liverpool. I think that is a final. I haven't seen anything, but we do know one thing. The Colts are heading to Athens Thursday night, 8 o'clock, versus Logan Elm. So for Heath Dawson, I'm Darren McCullough. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everything you've done for us this season, watching all the games. We're not sure if we're going Thursday night or not, so I don't want to say we are. I don't want to pay attention to Caleb's Facebook. We got to give him a huge shout out. We appreciate everything he does. He's done a great job this year for us, just giving us the opportunity to bestow our great knowledge upon you during the games.
I don't know about that, Train, but yeah, good job by Caleb just putting this on for the community again. And, yeah, it has been a pleasure for me to be able to do these last two games in the absence of Tommy and Woody. Had other assignments and things going on. So I'm just glad that I was able to be a part of this the last two games. And hopefully it wasn't too painful working with me, Train, after all these years. We always had our own bond there at the Daily Jeffersonian. So, but yeah, very, very, very nice. Again, working with you, and just you know, my pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest shocker is that neither one of us brought up anything about the Chicago Cubs.
Well, we you know, I didn't want to, but since you do, you know, maybe we should spend the next 20 minutes here talking about the Cubs before we sign off.
So stay on. We'll be on live here until about 8 a.m. Monday morning.
Yeah, you guys just buckle in, get you some snacks. We're going to start talking Cubs baseball here. If we're going to do that, though, let's call a timeout. Because Cam Summers, who we just talked about, is a massive Cubs fan too.
Wow,
so,
get him up here.
So get him up here. He's obviously
he's done cleaning up. We're going to have to find a third headset.
One of Guernsey County's finest, obviously, if he's a Cubs fan. But again, you know, just so happy to be a part of this, and you know, seeing Meadowbrook go back, you know, for more basketball. You know, at least we know there's another 32 minutes of basketball in this season's chapter. Hopefully they can pull off the win on Thursday night and continue this storybook season.
And I can't remember. It's either going to be 3 or 5 or 7, one of those 3 times on Saturday if they win Thursday. I can't remember. It's those 3 times. And breaking news for us, Meadowbrook doesn't have school Friday, so if Meadowbrook wins Thursday night, look out Court Street in Athens.
OU might be invaded.
They're going to have those frat parties getting busted. They might have a lot of brown and orange getting sent to the county jail, as they might be celebrating a victory on Thursday night down in Athens County.
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that they probably will be celebrating. Probably a lot of the restaurants there will be full of patrons, brown and orange patrons, and again, Meadowbrook fans, they support businesses, our local, and when they go places, they fill them up. I've been in Columbus, you know, eating at Mongolian barbecue and bump into a crowd of 20 people, of Meadowbrook people. I've been in Athens and went into a pub and eaten there before, and lo and behold, there's 5 tables full of Meadowbrook fans. So Meadowbrook fans will support businesses, and I'm sure that they will celebrate in their own ways. So again, tonight they're celebrating still down here on the court. So a lot of people happy here tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure the B-Dubs on campus at OU will be jamming like it always is, since they put that in there just a couple blocks up from the convo. So for one last time, we're actually going to sign off this time. So we got to thank our main man, Caleb Graham. We got to thank our producer, Carson Todd. Does a great job on the camera for us once again. I hope you guys enjoyed the telecast as much as we enjoyed presenting it to you. The Colts punched their ticket to Athens with a 61-28 victory over the Tri-Valley Scotties. For Heath Dawson, I'm Darren McCullough. Good night.
And have a great weekend. You stay classy, Guernsey County.